Hey guys, today we're gonna touch base on a topic that why it takes more than just submitting your numbers to get a job. Lately, I've been talking to many customers, many potential customers, and I've been trying to manage their expectations that they feel, especially people who are new to this billing and people who are trying to make a transition from a more service-based business to more new construction-based business, they have this somehow feeling that just by submitting a number, they win the job, whereas it takes a lot more than that. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through our first chapter from this book, Bid to Win, where we have outlined everything that you need to do when it comes to bidding. So we have estimated over 65,000 projects to date, anywhere from a small AD ramp repair to 70, 80 story tall skyscrapers, anything in between. So we have taken all that knowledge and tried to put it in there. It's been split into two parts. First one is about the bid process itself, and the second part is more related to trades, like trade specific bidding practices. So the first chapter here is it talks about why most subs lose before they even submit a bid. So you must have heard these excuses many times that our numbers were too high, we were too expensive, or GC just went with the incumbent, the usual guy, the subcontractor he usually works with, or they were just shopping numbers. We didn't have a chance, right? So for me, these are the default explanations. But the truth is, most subs don't lose bids on the bid date. They actually lose them long before that. So what I mean about that is when GCs, they're comparing numbers, they're not just comparing numbers, they are comparing risk. So if you are a low risk option for them, they will definitely go with you. So why the incumbent becomes a low risk option is because, they have proven history. They have worked with them in the past. Usually their workmanship is good. Their numbers are good. There's a relationship between the supplier, subcontractor, and the customer and the GC. So they become a low risk option. So what it says in the book is GCs aren't really comparing numbers, they compare risk, and whether you realize it or not, you are being judged on every email, every attachment, every missed line item, every vague exclusion. So every interaction that you have with the GC, they consciously or subconsciously, they're treating you whether you are a high risk option or a low risk option. So if your bid creates doubt, you're not a safe option. You need to become a safe option. If your proposal looks rushed or incomplete, you're not the professional option. If your communication is sloppy, you are not the preferred option, right? So in short, you're not the one they will fight for on the bid day, right? So let's break it down. Exactly, why subcontractors are losing long before they think. So number one mistake is you show up like an amateur, right? Doing a business is completely different from knowing a trade. So most subcontractors who have been an electrician for past 25 years, or they were a concrete finisher, or they were a plumber, they think that just because they know their trade, they can start a company and be successful at it. But you got to learn the business side too. So imagine you are a GC and you're preparing a $5 or $10 million bid, and you have 5 days to lock in 20 different trades. So you have to ensure full scope coverage and submit a competitive, bulletproof proposal to the owner. So put yourself in the GC's shoes, right? But now you're tired and you're busy, you're exhausted, you're overwhelmed. There are so many emails coming in, people asking questions, you're trying to answer those questions. There are new sets of drawings coming in, there are addendums, there are RFIs, there are so many different documents that you are trying to manage as a GC. And then voila, you receive an email in your inbox from a concrete subcontractor. And it says, hey, our price is 172K, let me know. So as a GC, what exactly are you going to do with this thing? The subcontractor, in his mind, he has sent you his number, right? It's 172K. But what is included in it? What is excluded in it? What are the terms and conditions? Right? No scope breakdown, no branded template, no cover letter, no clarity. Now, on the contrast, with this proposal, let's just say 10 minutes later, you receive another proposal from another concrete contractor. Right? There's a PDF attached with your project, with the project name and the date, clear description of what's included and what's not. Right? Alternates clearly identified, takeoffs attached, and with color-coded marked up drawings, branded cover page, terms and conditions, and a very professional-looking document. So compare that document with something, with no information at all. So who exactly do you think that has a competitive edge over here? So it's quite possible that the first concrete contractor, he does it straight very, very well. But who has seen that until you get to a job, right? So even if the first sub is cheaper, they have made your job harder, right? So even if you are a cheaper subcontractor, you have made job harder for the GC. So now you must double check as a GC. You must double check for scope coverage. You maybe pick up the phone and call the subcontractors. Hey, I know I got your number, but do you have waterproofing in it? Do you have trenching in it? Do you have this? Do you have mass excavation in it? Right? So now you have, as a subcontractor, you have made life difficult for the GC. Right? So you have become a more riskier option. Right? A less professional option and a less preferred option. Right? So this is where many subs fail. They assume that just because they are good at their trade, they will get the job, but being good at concrete or drywall, electrical doesn't mean that if the GC never gets to see it, right? So your proposal is your reputation on paper. It tells the GC, I care about professionalism. I took the time to understand your drawings. You won't have to babysit me later. And when your proposal communicates all this without you saying a single word, right, you're already ahead of 20% of your competition. Right? Mistake number 2. You, as a subcontractor, do not understand the GC's pressure. You feel that, all of a sudden they send you something, an email, hey, I need this quotation back in 5 days' time, and you feel that, he could have sent it to me 10 days ago, right? It's quite possible that they only have this much time, right? So most subcontractors look at the estimating process from their side of the fence. They're thinking how fast we can finish this takeoff. Will this number keep our crew busy next month? How much margin can we squeeze in? So all these things, they're your side of story. Right? You're not even thinking about the GC and the pressures he's going through, right? But few stop to think, what does this bid feel like from the GC side? So here's the reality. The GC is under massive pressure. They're not just collecting numbers. They're trying to assemble a team. You become a part of their crew. They're trying to find the best people that give them the best chance to deliver the job on time, within budget, with immaculate professionalism. Right? So the worst case scenario isn't hiring a sub who costs 10K more. It's hiring a sub who misses scope and blows up the project. Are you that kind of subcontractor, right? Who blows up a project for them? So when you quote is vague, unclear, incomplete, you're not low effort, you're high risk, right? And remember, risk does not get awarded. Clarity does. Trust does. And most importantly, consistency. Consistency does. GCs, yes, they would like to have the cheapest possible option, right? But they don't need the cheapest team. They need the safest team. They need the most professional team. They can comfortably sell to the owner. You have to understand that even though you're thinking that, you are your own team, you're thinking about your crew, you're thinking about your own business. But when you feel that you're a part of GC's team, you will change your mindset. You will change the way you operate, and you will try to make his life easy. I would like to give an example over here. So when you walk into, let's say, a Walmart, right? What do you buy, right? Or what are they selling? Let's put it this way. Are they selling groceries or vegetables and fruit and soap and shampoos? Or what exactly is Walmart selling? And one may say that, yeah, I go in there and I can buy clothes, and I go in there and I can buy electronics items, and I can go in there and buy a bicycle for my kid, or I can go in there and buy milk and eggs and all that. But is it really what Walmart is selling? If you ask me, Walmart is selling convenience. You can walk in there and buy most of the stuff that you need for your household. That's convenience. Look at Amazon. Right? Do you think Amazon is selling books? Like, for example, this book, you can buy it off Amazon. Right? So it's available there. But Amazon is not actually selling books. Amazon is selling convenience to you, and like authors like myself, where you can easily go in and find a book and it gets delivered to your home. And then on top of that, with some extra money, it can be delivered within a day or within 2 days, right? So that's convenience. So when you are selling your services to a GC, why do you think that you are selling a concrete scope? Why do you think that you're selling drywall scope? You are selling convenience. Imagine this way. If GC can self-perform all these trades, he will eliminate you. And when he eliminates you as a subcontractor, he eliminates the extra chunk of money, the profit that you're making, and he can keep that profit himself. And why does he not do that? Because it's not convenient for him to assemble that team. It's not convenient to him to self-perform. So that's why, there's a hierarchy there. You have GCs, you have subcontractors, you have suppliers. Everyone has their own space, right? But everyone is providing convenience to the next person that's, higher in the food chain. So you're not selling drywall, you're not selling flooring, you're not selling mechanical, you're selling convenience. Please think about that, right? Now, the third one is you treat your estimating like overheads. So here's one of the biggest mindset gaps. Unfortunately, many subs, they feel that, estimating is like an expense. But if you don't bid a job, you don't get a job. Right? So this is not an expense. This is actually your sales engine. This is something that keeps your crew busy. This is your pipeline. This is your business development. So estimating is not just putting together numbers. Estimating is about learning your business. It's about learning the craft. So if your estimating process looks like this: last minute scramble, minimal scope reviews, no tracking of wins and losses, very important one, inconsistent file formats, one is estimated juggling 10 different trades or 10 different jobs across 10 different projects, man, you're asking for trouble. You are asking for trouble. If your team is overburdened, you're asking for trouble. You're saving yourself, literally cents and pennies, and it says, penny wise, pound foolish. So you're not building a business, you are gambling. Winning subs don't operate this way. They have a standard proposal document or a format. They have preloaded templates. They have SOP documents. They have dedicated estimators and structured team, both internally and externally. They hit their dashboards. They have relationships with their suppliers and vendors. They know how to communicate. Right? So essentially, it's not just one thing. You have to make sure that every single step that you take towards submitting a bid is properly thought through and in a written format as well. So, for example, there's a concrete subcontractor that we have been working with for last about 5 years now. When he started, he was doing less than $1 million. Last year, 2024, he did over just shy of $10 million. And we as bidding enterprise take care of all of his estimating. and now he's building like 20 jobs a month. We have a dedicated team who learn about their local market dynamics, etc., etc. So essentially what we have developed for them is created a branded proposal template. We have centralized scope languages. We and exclusions as well. Every contractor, they do things differently, right? So you may or may not do certain trades, right? Again, convenience. You have to think that the more scope that you can handle for a GC, the less riskier option you become. It's like one-stop shop. Okay. So why are you losing? You're sending unclear bid, you're missing scope, you're ignoring communication best practices, you're failing to show consistencies, right? And the GC does not want to take a chance. He doesn't want to take a chance with you, right? They want to take a safe bet. Your job as a subcontractor is to make it obvious from your first email that you are the easy, dependable, and low-risk choice, not just on paper, but in tone, in format, in clarity, right? This book can change your bidding process. This book can be a really helpful guide for your internal teams to stop and really think it through, right? Because most often than not, we just get into a groove and we don't go back and look at our process and fine tune it. So this book, you can buy it off Amazon. I'll try to put a link somewhere on the screen. But if you have any questions, you can always reach me. You can comment or you can send me an email. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Right. Best of luck.